Hey, Nathan here from PH Studios, and this is another announcement. Over a week has gone by since I posted the latest announcement, and things are going well. I finished the first version of the Photoshop design, and I'll start coding that and see how that works. Now, a few people were watching my tutorials and wanting the downloads again, and that's going to take some time for me to get the downloads back up. So if you run into a tutorial and you want the download, just let me know and I'll upload that immediately while I get everything all structured for the new site. Okay, so this was Thanksgiving holiday for most of the people that I know on the website. Some people are in a different country, so you probably don't celebrate Thanksgiving, but we had family over, and I was not able to make any tutorials this weekend. I was hoping I would be able to do at least one, but I guess I was not able to do that. So next weekend, hopefully I'll be able to do one tutorial. I think I have a pretty free weekend at that point. So I'm going to show you the colors and the look of the site in the first version. Now, I wanted some colors. If you've been to the forums before, and I said this in a previous video, the forums and the main website was just all gray and blue. I wanted to add some additional color to it. So I added the green and the tan colors. And I think it flows really nicely. The only thing I might do, but after looking at it for a couple times, is the logo. It first looks incredibly small, but if you look at it, it looks really well. So the colors, I'm going to code everything and get the colors all right and make sure everything looks right, and then I'll move some stuff around to make it flow a little bit nicer. But the first step is to get the colors working correctly in the design and all that stuff. So this is what the colors will look like. I might do some tweaks. I know some people mentioned that a pattern would be nice here, but I kind of like it with the flat color. I might add a gradient at least. A subtle gradient, like this blue has a very, very small gradient added to it. You might not be able to see it unless you go in really close. But anyway, these are the colors, and I'll probably move some stuff around to make it look a little bit nicer and look more unique. So let me know what you think, if you like the green and the tan. I want some color to it instead of the blue and the gray. And that's just boring. I think the green and the tan really makes things more interesting. And I set up some rules for me to follow, like the tan is used for statistical information, like one post, used for links outside of categories. Like the blue here is a link inside of a forum or a category. The blue here is inside of a section, recent topics. The tan links are outside of those things. Those are global links, like you can go to a different page, my moderating team. You can click the full list for admins. You can change the theme. I might darken that up. That's a little bit hard to see the white radar looking thing. Just a few more tweaks, but I think the overall color looks very well done. It took me quite a bit of time to think about what colors to do, and I created a color palette, so to speak. I just created a 1920 by 1080 picture and just giant boxes of colors of what to use. So anyway, that is the design. There will probably be a few tweaks here and there, but the overall colors will probably stay the same. The green will be used for the tabs at the top, like forums, members, pages, and then what goes along that same box, view new content, and the quick launch icon. It's also used for the informational blocks like recent topics, private messages will be in there as well, stuff like that. The blue is for the categories, and I have a green border around the category box. And then the icon of the forums is a circular orb-looking icon like it was before. And then the tan is used for statistical data. 1 total post, 1 total members. Nathan is the newest member. Those are all statistical data. And links underneath the categories, underneath the statistics, and in the footer section. So, there we have it. Let me know what you think. The colors will stay the same. I might do some tweaks here and there, but I think it looks very nice. A lot better than the gray and blue like I had it before. So anyway, this is just a quick video. I want to discuss the... a few people had questions about Windows 8 and if they should keep on using XNA, and I just wanted to give those people a sense of relief whenever I tell them that XNA is still... Yes, you should keep on using XNA. That's just a basic yes answer. The reason why people are reading blog posts that say XNA is dead and move on to something else, and I've not heard from Microsoft one way or the other if XNA is dead. Now, if you take a step back and think about this for a minute, XNA is primarily developed for Xbox development. The framework was originally made for Xbox and for you to create indie games on the Xbox. They added a functionality to where Windows can benefit from your games as well, so you can develop for Windows. And then came Windows Phone. But it's still primarily an Xbox development platform. It's all advertised as an Xbox development platform. Up until last year, the whole Dream Build Play competition was just for Xbox games. Now, if you look at it, Windows 8, and that's what I'm using here, Windows 8 is using the newest DirectX functionality. The modern Metro Modern UI, this interface, is using new technologies that XNA does not support. So why doesn't Microsoft release an XNA to support that? Well, again, Xbox is still the primary target. Xbox doesn't support that. Xbox still supports DirectX 9. We are at DirectX 11 on the desktop. So I believe that there will be another Xbox. This is just my optimism here. Of course there will be another Xbox. What I meant to say is I believe there will be another XNA. Just my optimism. They will release another XNA. Now they might release 4.1 in between, but I think they will wait until the next Xbox before they release the next XNA. That way, the next Xbox can support the same technology and functionality as Windows 8 can. Then XNA will be updated to support that. So the reason is they would have to develop 2 different frameworks, one for Windows 8 and then one for Xbox, Windows XP Vista 7, and Windows Phone. So they're going to, if I was Microsoft, I would wait until the next Xbox. I would, of course, at least say something, like we're going to wait until the next Xbox, so developers, would have some relief. But I have not heard anything one way or another that Microsoft has either canceled or will continue XNA development. Even if they don't, you can still run XNA games on Windows 8 desktop. Just like I can run League of Legends and Star Wars The Old Republic on Windows 8. You can develop a game and it will work on Windows 8. If you use XNA, it will work on Windows 8 in the desktop mode. And once you build your game, if you want to target the new interface, you can use Monogame or something that will take that XNA game and convert it. The way with Monogame is you need XNA so you can build the content, so it'll create the XNB files. So you get you get the best of both worlds if you use XNA, develop for Windows XP Vista 7, make your game that way, then go into Monogame, use the content that XNA built, the XNB files, and develop for the iOS, Mac, Windows 8 modern UI, all that stuff. You can Android, it supports Android as well. I think that's the best of both worlds, and I think Microsoft will release another XNA when another Xbox comes out. But they probably don't have the manpower to support two separate frameworks. It's going to require a lot of modifications to the code to get it to work for DirectX 10 and 11 stuff. Right now it's using DirectX 9. So I just wanted to give you guys a peace of mind, a sense of relief. Even if Microsoft says, no, we're done with XNA, you can still download XNA 1.0. I don't think the framework is ever going to go. I don't think we're going to take out all the download links tomorrow. I think you will still be able to download it for at least a few more years. So if you truly believe XNA is still done, keep that in mind when you think about if you want to use XNA. You can still download the framework. Windows Vista, XP, and 7 still will have the highest market share combined. So you can target that for at least a few more years. I don't think Windows 8 will take over XP and 7 in at least 2 years, if that. So I would target the highest market share. So develop with the XNA and then use Monogame to enhance that. Use the new technologies. Use it to port it to Android, iOS, Mac, whatever you want to do. But XNA is still a perfect framework for you to use. So I just wanted to discuss that. I've received several emails and comments and questions. And ever since Windows 8 released, I've received a lot more. But I will keep on using XNA, and starting next year, there will be two things happening to the website. First, it will be launched 2013 at the latest, January. And I'll be changing my tutorials a little bit. I'll still be doing XNA, and then I'll go into Monogame and make a iOS version of it, make a Mac version of it. But I need to use XNA to develop the first initial release, then use Monogame to convert it and do whatever it does. And also, I will be starting 3D development, 3D models, 3D programming, how to use the 3D camera and all that stuff. I'll be going into 3D tutorials next year. I don't know when next year that'll happen. So anyway, those are the announcements that I wanted to make. I apologize I did not get a tutorial made this weekend. With the Thanksgiving holidays, I just did not get the chance to do anything that except for get the skin finished. So anyway, I hope those of you that have asked me, I think I replied to all of you, but those of you that are wondering, you can still use XNA for Windows 8 development. You just have to make it as a desktop application. So I don't see the reason to worry too much. Vista XP 7, those will have the market share, the biggest chunk of market share for at least a few more years. And of course, Windows 8 desktop mode. Your app will work in there. Okay, so stay tuned for, hopefully I will release a tutorial next weekend. Stay tuned for that. If I don't release a tutorial, I'll do another announcement. And I appreciate all the support. A lot of comments and a lot of messages and emails. I've all been supportive. I have not received an angry message yet. So I thank you for your support. And I'll see you next time. Oh, a couple more things I forgot to mention. I know I'm going to just say this in the video. I know I'll have a couple questions. This wallpaper is from the latest version of OS 10. So you can grab that. You can search that somewhere. Mac OS 10 Galaxy wallpaper. If you want that, you can use it. Just search online for it. Or if you have a Mac, just go into the hard drive and find the wallpaper. That's how I found it. And I wanted to mention, if you do get Windows 8 and you want XNA to install on it, you first need to install the updated Games for Windows Live installer. If you just run the XNA installer, it will fail. It'll say the installer has failed. You need to first install the updated Games for Windows Live installer. Then you'll need to install XNA. Then it will be successful. And just like I have it here, you'll be able to install your Visual Studio. Okay, I think that's it, and I'll see you next time.